Karen stormed onto our porch like she owned the whole world. She slapped a paper on our door so hard it echoed through the yard. "This is HOA property," she barked. "You can't live here. Pack your things before I make you leave." My wife didn't even blink. She crossed her arms, calm and unbothered. "I don't belong to your HOA," she said. "This land is mine. You don't get to decide where I live." Karen let out a smug laugh, already convinced she'd won. "Oh, we'll see about that. I'll call the cops. Let's see how tough you act when they drag you out in handcuffs." 10 minutes later, a beat-up car rolled up our driveway. Two men stepped out wearing cheap uniforms and badges that looked like they came from a gas station toy rack. One of them barked, "Ma'am, you need to vacate. You are not authorized to stay here." Karen stood behind them with a victorious smirk. "See," she said loudly, "nobody refuses me. Not in my neighborhood." But my wife only tilted her head, still perfectly calm. "You're telling me I can't stand on my own property?" she asked. "Interesting." One of the fake officers stepped closer, puffing out his chest like he was ready to manhandle her out of the house. That's when my wife pulled out a folded document, slow, deliberate, and held it up for them to see. "Before you embarrass yourselves any further," she said, "maybe check who actually owns this land." The men froze. They stared at the official county stamps, the signatures, the notary seals. Their confidence evaporated instantly. My wife's voice cut like a blade. "This deed covers everything, including the lot your little HOA office sits on." Karen's face went pale. "That's fake," she shrieked. "Arrest her already." She lunged forward, reaching for the papers, but my wife stepped back effortlessly. "Careful, Karen," she warned. "Grabbing official documents is theft, and hiring fake cops? That's impersonation of law enforcement. Both are felonies." The two men exchanged terrified glances. "You didn't tell us she owns the land," one whispered. Karen spun toward them, desperate. "Don't listen to her. It's forged. I run this HOA. Everyone answers to me." My wife just stared at her, cold, steady, unimpressed. "You run nothing," she said. "The moment you stepped onto my porch, you trespassed." Then she lifted her phone, thumb already hovering over the screen. "Shall I call the real sheriff?" Karen flinched. "You wouldn't dare." But my wife had already dialed. She put the call on speaker. "Sheriff's Department, how may I help you?" "Yes," my wife said, eyes locked on Karen. "I'd like to report two men impersonating law enforcement on my property. They arrived with a woman claiming false authority. I have old documentation of land ownership." The fake cops panicked instantly. "We're screwed," one muttered. They didn't wait. Both sprinted toward their car and dove inside. Karen screamed after them, panic replacing her arrogance. But it was too late. My wife just lowered the phone and watched her fall apart. The storm Karen brought to our doorstep ended exactly where it should have, with her realizing she never had any power at all.